Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, and TheFote.com. With your hosts, Diana-Mite, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex Roggio, Bob Beck, Bryant Layton, with Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne.
Hey, Lucky, welcome to Speed Scene Live. I'd like to introduce my host over here, Diana-Mite.
Hey, welcome back, you guys.
I've got Hot Rod Bob Beck over here with all the info, the excitement, the personality, and our technical genius, Bruce Barker.
Technical genius, Lucky, is that why you're pink today?
Yeah.
You're technical genius.
I'm trying to get him to adjust my color. Please make me less pink.
Oh, let's cut away to something fast. Let's go.
Hey, man, it's great to be back live in the studio. I have been traveling all over this fantastic, beautiful country of ours. I got to tell you, if you get a chance to travel, do it. Forget about Europe. Forget about going to Mexico. Screw Hawaii. You know what? Travel around the I know they're the United States. Yeah. Hard to drive there, though.
No,
This is a fantastic country. I went out to Tennessee. I went out to New Hampshire, and we're going to tell you all about it. Meanwhile, these are some cars created by Alloway's Hot Rods that were at the Pigeon Forge Shades of the Past car show, and we will also be talking about the Hot Rod reunion in New Hampshire. And I want to say to all you voters out there, man, it's great to be back. It's good to talk to you guys on the computer again tonight.
You said voters, not voters, right, Lucky? That's with
right.
the F, not
That's
a V.
right, with an F.
I just want to clarify that. That was F. Alrighty. And hey, you know what? You know what's coming up? Cruising for a Cure. That's going to be at Costa Mesa. It's this Saturday. It's the world's largest one-day car show. Come see Lucky. Hey, I'll be there too at the Curry's Rear Ends and Hedman Hustler Header booth. Gonna have a blast. There's a ton of beautiful cars. Don't miss it.
Diana-Mite, that's the world's largest one-day car show.
Mm-hmm. I did not know that.
That's awesome.
Gates open at 4:30 in the morning to get all the cars in. I mean, literally, that is the actual gate opening time.
And there'll be a line.
Just stay up. I'm looking at the Pigeon Forge cars here, and the way people clean up the engine bays by putting extra, plates and stuff in there. It's so beautiful.
Bruce, this car is so incredible. When you look at it, I know the camera doesn't pick it up as when you see it in person, but there's actually twin turbos tucked in the back corner. Look at right back there. See the turbo?
Holy crap.
There's one on either side. This car was just fantastic. Alloway's has such a cool style to where the car looks like it looked when it rolled off the assembly line.
Yeah, they managed to just do all the stuff underneath.
It's amazing how they got this Mustang to look just like a Jeep.
Well, you know what? Curry rear ends make great 9-inch rear ends for all the hot rods and race cars. But, they are very big in the off-road world, and this is one of the Jeeps that's toting all their cool stuff. I want to thank Toby for putting his Jeep in the Curry Rear Ends Hedman booth all weekend.
Man, that is sweet stuff. Hey, to let you know, coming up October 11th through the 13th, the ANRA season finals. Yeah, the ANRA season finals coming up in just, a couple of weeks. Also, November 3rd at Atlanta Dragway in Commerce, Georgia. The 13th annual Southern Super Heavy Shootout, open to all American. Now, I said heavy for a reason.
Commercial. I like the way I like the
the Super Heavy Shootout. It's open to all American cars and trucks that, yes, I said heavy, that weigh over 4,000 pounds, so I think we'll see that in Lincoln in there.
That's right.
I feel like we should be in the wrestling ring right now.
Yeah,
there should be a sexy girl walking around with a number.
Well, you.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'll bring you the numbers.
Pick up that number, darling.
Pick up that number.
Round number 3.
Okay. All right, tonight we're going to have Randy Wall talk about his days in Nitro Funny Cars. He's going to be calling in. He's got some car shows he's going to be attending down in San Diego Way. We'll be talking to him about that. Then next week, Pro Mod racer Angela Ray. She has got the Magic Racing Super Mustang Pro Mod car. It is gorgeous. We've got some video from Cruising for a Cure coming because we're all going to be there except you, Bruce. You get to stay home, but the rest of us are going to be cruising for a cure.
I don't know.
He might come down.
You might.
There's going to be so many Fords there, Bruce.
I am
You're going to be
See, the
hating life
trouble
that
is-
you're not there.
What's the trouble, Bruce?
I am desperate to finish this. It's this Lincoln project before the weather turns bad. It's outside. It's
This
got
is
no top.
California. The weather doesn't turn bad.
Yeah, but there's condensation.
You just throw a
in the
piece of
morning.
plastic on there.
yeah.
That's what the tarps are for. Harbor Freight.
Bring that ranchero. Harbor Freight. That's what it is. Bring that ranchero down you're trying to get rid of. Come on. You get rid of it there.
Okay, I don't know. Look, you got me tied to a lasso here now. Maybe I'm going to be there. I don't know.
You drive it around. You put a for sale sign on it.
It'll be gone.
Not only is it the biggest car show, there are going to be the largest amount of people looking to purchase vehicles.
And you get a free prostate exam, Bruce. So come on.
Wow.
Can I videotape it?
Yeah.
One speed scene host is enough. Getting that.
Talk about curry rear ends.
That's right. I had my rear end examined. We showed the video, and
And you can have your rear end examined too
Too,
for no
yes.
charge.
that's part of this car show. It's prostate cancer awareness. They've saved hundreds and hundreds of lives.
Yeah.
You find out more about it. But first, let's talk to, we've got a young lady that's rising up in the world of racing right now. A young lady by the name of Taylor Martin. And Diana-Mite, why don't you bring her
Well,
on?
let's go to line 1 and welcome Taylor Martin. Taylor, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Taylor, it's great to have you on the show. I understand in just a few short years, you've done an awful lot of racing, all the way from quarter midgets, legends cars, and now you're entering the world of late model.
Yeah, definitely. When I was 7 years old, I actually started in quarter midgets. I had 3 of them in 3 different classes, and I ran those for a couple of years. And then after that, I moved up to the Bandolero series, in which I won 2 championships both years I ran them at the Waterford Speed Bowl.
Wow.
And I was actually the first woman to ever win a championship at the Speed Bowl, so that was a pretty nice accomplishment.
How about it?
Well, congratulations. Taylor, tell the audience how old you are right now.
I actually just turned 16.
So you've done all that, and you're only 16. Boy, you know what? You've got a great future ahead of you.
Look out, Danica.
Yeah.
Now, Taylor, you've driven so many different kinds of cars. I'm sure people always ask you, what's your favorite kind of car to drive?
Well, right now I love the late model because it's something new. It's the first car I've ever driven that has power steering in it, so that's a plus.
That is a plus.
I will
yeah.
always love the Legends cars. They're such a challenge, and I love the guys I race with. We're like a big family. So it's definitely a tie between those two. I can't really pick.
Now, you're a tiny little girl. I guess is the political correct way to say it, right?
Well,
Young
she's a
woman.
young woman, Lucky.
Petite young woman.
16 is a young
there you go.
woman,
But
right?
you're competing against big guys in the cars, and
Guys with years and years of seat time experience. You're competing against them, and you're kicking their butt, aren't you?
Yes,
It's okay to say yeah. It's okay. Admit it. You're doing a great job, Taylor.
Oh, thank you.
Taylor, what's the difference between a Bandolero and a legend car?
Well, a engine is actually a big Stratton, and it kind of actually looks like a small, full-bodied car. And a Legend car is it's a suicide shifter, which means it's 1 gear forward and 4 gears back, and it's a 1250 gallon engine.
Hey, Taylor, what kind of phone are you on, hun?
Well, there we go. I think we just
Did we
lost
just
her.
lose her?
Yeah, we'll get that call back.
Okay.
she'll probably call back. Hey, while we're waiting, Bruce, pull the camera up here. I don't know if anybody else saw this. Some friends of mine brought this to me at the New Hampshire Hot Rod Reunion. This is a full-page ad that was in USA Today. And what this ad is about, it's John Force Racing.
What newspaper was that in, Lucky? Can you
USA
see it?
Today.
It's USA Today, okay.
And basically what he's saying John Force Racing is at a crossroads, and a new era begins in 2015, which is actually when his sponsors, Ford and Castrol, will no longer be with him. And it says down here, chasing corporate America. If
Wow.
you're interested in sponsoring the team, here's the contact number. And I thought this was, John Force is somebody that's been around for a long time, and I thought this was so interesting because everyone's talking about hey, what's going on with John Force? He's losing his sponsors. He's taking the bull by the horns, and he's going right out saying, hey, we're available.
Yeah.
You want the best team in NHRA? Here it is. Come over and talk to us, and we'll put you right on front of everybody's eyes.
You know, it's brilliant marketing. Whoever put this piece together, it's brilliant. They took up the whole back page of USA Today, and you know, they pretty much put out there everything that a team like this can offer a sponsor.
They talk about the TV show, Driving Force. They mention that. Going back to Hollywood, they show the racers. I don't remember John Force looking quite that good, though.
It's amazing what an airbrush can do.
The daughters look great, and they always do.
Oh,
and I know they look that way in person. And
beautiful young ladies. But yes, John seems to be getting younger.
John's as young as Robert Height right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened.
Robert.
Looks like John's as young as Courtney right now.
If you had John for a boss, you'd look like him, too.
Yes. Hey, let's see. Diana-Mite, have you got Taylor
Let's
back?
go back to line one. We've got Taylor back on the line. Taylor, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Hi, sorry about that.
That's okay. Something weird was going on with the phone, but we got a clear
it sounds
connection
good
now.
Alrighty.
So where were we?
Well, Taylor, you were telling us a little bit about the different types of cars, and now recently you've stepped into the late model platform, and I think I was talking to your dad, and he was telling me something about some type of a famous invitational race that you were recently involved with.
Yeah, that was this past weekend. It was it's a race in the ACT Tour Series, which is American Canadian Tour, and it was at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and you had to be invited to the race to be able to race it. And I was actually the first girl to actually race 2 invitational races that night, because I raced the late model and the legend car.
Oh.
And the legend car ended up finishing 3rd, which is pretty great.
Wow.
And in the late model, my goal was just to finish the race, you know, keep the fenders on the car, because there's only my second time in that car.
And how'd you finish?
And I finished 26th, but I started way in the back, so I'm just happy with where I finished, as long as I finished the race.
So 26 out of how many? What's the number of all of them?
We had 43 cars.
Oh, wow.
That's
Right in the
fine.
middle. Right in the
Yeah,
middle. That's great.
That's nice. Boy, that's really a feather in your hat to be able to attend such a prestigious event and do so well.
Yeah, it was amazing. There was a few wrecks right in front of me that I almost got tangled into, but luckily I was able to get around them.
Is it kind of scary when someone comes up next to you and they hit your fenders or something?
Well, when I first started racing, that stuff used to scare me, but I've been doing it since I was 7, so I'm kind of used to it now.
Do you think people ever come up and purposely like rub your tires and try to get around you?
Oh yeah, there's people that do that all the time, especially in the Legends cars. Like, I know down south in Charlotte that they do, like, they use their bumpers a lot, and
They just,
you know, it's just part of racing.
Robin's racing.
How does that make you feel? Because I know me as very being competitive, I'd want to like catch them and then smack their tires with mine and push them into the infield or something. You
that's
know?
why we don't let you do that type of racing.
Yeah, that's
Diana.
why you do drag racing. It's a non-contact
You're
sport.
way too mean for that contact racing. Well, Taylor, don't take Diana-Mite's advice, okay?
Please don't, yeah.
Whatever you do.
It sounds like you're doing a great job on your own, Taylor. Continue doing what you're doing, hon.
Now, Taylor,
thank you.
do you have any sponsors at this point?
As of right now, we have some local sponsors that have worked with us for the past couple of years. They've been painting my car for free, giving me vinyl for free, you know, stuff like that. But now that we're getting into the late model and moving up, we've been contacting other large companies that see the value of working with me. And I think that there's a lot of potential and value for a company to partner with me.
Well, who are the sponsors that you have right now?
Right now, I have Matt Brown Truck Repair. He paints my cars for free. I have Universal Signworks, who gives me vinyl to put on my cars. And I have Spectrum that does my website and my driver cards.
And do you have a Facebook page? And tell us how to get a hold of you either via your web page or your Facebook page.
My Facebook page is Taylor Martin Racing. You can just look us up on there. There's 17,000 likes on it right now, so we have a big following on there. And also, my website is just TaylorMartinRacing.com.
Well, it sounds like you've got a good grasp on the marketing angle, the social media angle. I think in today's world, a lot of corporate sponsorships always looking for a young, up-and-coming driver, with a nice clean-cut appearance. And I think
and very well spoken, which she is, Lucky.
I think that you would be a perfect choice for a corporation that would like somebody to represent them both on and off the track. And I think, with so much experience at such a young age, they can get involved with you now and get years and years of exposure by sponsoring you.
You know who would be a great sponsor for her, Lucky? I'm thinking of somebody like a Facebook, something that tries to grasp that younger generation, because she is that younger generation. And, she's a perfect example of what you can do with your life if you just have a goal, you set a goal and try to achieve it. So I'm thinking of some big corporate sponsor like a Facebook or something of that sort. What do you think, Taylor?
I think that'd be a great idea. Right now, I'm just trying to get whatever I can. Doesn't matter who. But these late models are pretty expensive to fund, so
it's
we
tough
can't be doing it all on our own anymore.
It's tough to move up to the next level, isn't it?
What's your goal in future racing?
As of right now, it's really depending on sponsorship. We were planning on running the whole ACT tour next year if we can, but each race in the ACT tour is pretty expensive. I'm talking like a couple grand per race. So without sponsorship, obviously, we want to be able to do that. But along with that, we were thinking of doing a few legend races, like here and there. We always want to keep a legend car. We love those cars. So whenever we have time, we want to try to fit a race in here or there whenever I don't have.
And what do the kids at school think about your racing?
I'm sorry?
What do the kids at school think about you racing?
They all think it's pretty cool. They support me. They're all on my racing page, so got to thank them all for supporting me.
Did you have to take a class? When I was 16, I had to take a class in learning how to drive. Did you have to do that?
She already knew before she turned 16.
Did you show up in your driving suit?
Yeah. I'd scare the heck out of
and
my
your
sister.
helmet.
Yeah.
And you said, "Okay, Teach, I'm ready."
No, I still had to go through driver's ed just like everyone else.
No.
I can see it now. She shows up at driver's edge saying, "Look, I just want to try to keep the fenders on this thing."
Yeah, instructor, don't forget, rubbing is racing.
Now, Taylor, if money was no issue, would you be interested in doing the NASCAR circuit?
Oh, definitely. That's actually what I'm shooting for, hopefully. If I get the right people behind me, I want to try and reach that. That's definitely a goal. So,
how about maybe this isn't quite your thing, but what about open wheel Indy Formula racing like what Danica Patrick does?
Well, I've always been like a fender type of girl, but I have always wanted to try a modified. I don't know why, but I think they're pretty cool. I've always wanted to try one. But I think staying with the fended cars like late model, K&N would be a safer bet for me.
See, now that's funny. You call them fender cars. When I talk about drag racing, people say, "Do you want to do a funny car?" I say, "Nah, I'm a door slammer kind of guy."
Yeah, a door car.
So I'm a door car, You're a fender car. That's interesting. I'm going to try to remember that and impress somebody sometime in the future. Well, Taylor, I want to thank you for calling in. It's been great talking to you. Congratulations on such a great finish last weekend. And for doing so well at such a prestigious event. I'm sure you got a lot of exposure. And I think you're a marketing dream. I think any company would be very smart to sign a contract with you right now and start funding your racing career and getting you before somebody else does. So I wish you all the luck in the world. And you keep in touch and let us know how you're doing.
Oh.
All right,
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Bruce, let's go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we've got Hot Rod Bob Beck talking to Randy. I'm just on fire a little bit.
Walls. We're going to put some gas on the fire.
Oh, nice. We'll be back.
For over half a century, Currie rear-end components have been twisting out the torque and taking the punishment. And the new Currie lineup is stronger than ever. Some of the world's most capable, hardest-working vehicles depend on Currie gears, which is why you can too. Street cars, hot rods and resto rods, drag cars, rock-crawling four-wheel drive vehicles, whatever you're piloting, Currie expertise and rock-solid design means the parts will do their job, so you can do yours. Check out Currie's custom rear ends, featuring a full line of upgrades, components, and installation options. The Currie Crate rear ends lineup offers ultra-strong construction on third members and carrier assemblies. And other underside parts, like correct link steering systems, keep your four-wheeler pointed where you want it. Add in a wide variety of solid, purpose-built suspension and brake components, and you've got one tough, ready-to-go machine. Grab a hold of a Currie rear end. Talk to the experts at 714-367-2679 or view the complete line online at currieenterprises.com.
I am Randy Walls, and when I'm not on fire, I watch Speed Scene Live.
Welcome back to more of Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Currie Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, and TheFote.com.
You know, once upon a time, I would have said the whole crew is back in the house after multiple road trips to heck and gone, as they used to say. But you know what? The full crew for the show now is so big, I don't think we've actually ever done a show with everybody in here.
Well, they won't fit.
Yes, they won't fit because, of course, Dar and Donnie are out
the original crew.
Yeah, the original crew. That's right. Yeah, so there you go.
Old school.
Yeah, old school. I'm Bruce Barker. There's Diana-Mite. That's Lucky Hudson. There's Hot Rod Bob Beck. Hey, Bob, I think we have a luminary on the phone, a racing luminary.
We do. We have. This is Bob Beck, and you've got gas here on Speed Scene Live, and we're adding nitro to the mix tonight with Randy Walls. Randy, are you there?
Nope, I went.
You're gone. do you carry marshmallows in the car now?
Oh, no.
No. Okay.
They don't taste good cooked that way.
No, they're a little charred that way. How you doing? We haven't seen each other for a while, and you got the car all back together again?
Oh, yeah. It's been together for quite a while. I actually ran it in '09 back east several times. I rented it Indianapolis and at the Summer Nationals. I rented at Bowling Green at the Holly Hot Rod reunion and several different places like that.
And the pictures we're showing on screen right now was the 65th the 65th Hot Rod Magazine anniversary show that was at Pomona. And you had the car on there. And you were invited because you got the cover.
Yep. Yeah, sure did.
Yeah. What a way to get the cover.
Now, Randy, my most memorable. This is Lucky, by the way. Great to talk to you. You know, I'm disappointed you're calling in. I think you should come in and be live in studio.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're all the way in Kentucky. You're here in California. Come play with us.
Yeah, only 3.5 hours away in San Diego.
My most memorable moment with Randy is he's sitting in a chair after this big fire. Mm-hmm. He's doing an interview with Diana-Mite. I'm filming it, and as I'm filming it, I'm noticing that his shoes are still smoking.
Oh, yeah, you're a hot rod there, guy.
There was a lot smoking. That was just really, really hot, as you well know.
Now, what happened with that fire exactly?
That was just one of those things that should never happen. Actually, a weld in the fuel tank broke open. Ooh. It was only about a couple inches long. I had a forensic fire specialist check it, and he said it burned there for quite a while because you could see the soot. And then as I went down the track, it opened up, and that's when all the fuel came out. Of course, it had 12.5 gallons of nitromethane in it.
Wow.
I think somebody once said that the fire was actually on fire before you left the line.
Yeah, a photographer came over to me sometime in an area that you guys, right after you guys interviewed me there, and said, "Look at this picture." and he had a picture of my car sitting as I was staging, and you could see the fire through one of the holes in the, there's multiple holes in the front wheels, about 2 inches in diameter, and you could actually see the fire through one of the holes in the wheel sitting there staged.
I'm surprised they didn't catch that on the starting line. That's tough.
When I had just put a lightweight bell housing in my car, so I put extra fuel in it, which added to the problem, but I had to do that to pass tech, right? For weight. And when I knew that I would puke some fuel out when I stopped after the burnout, it did, and the safety safari was out there mopping it up, and they mopped it up back for 50 or 100 foot, and then it was dry. So I wasn't concerned about it. My crew didn't see it. NHRA, none of the safety guys saw it or anything like that. So evidently what happened when I was backing up is when it caught on fire, and so then it wasn't running down.
Yeah, because I didn't see it from the tower, and I was watching it from that vantage point. So, but yeah, that was an amazing fire. You came out all pretty much unscathed.
I had third-degree burns on probably 20% of my body.
Jeez.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
But, I never even went to the hospital. I was just very careful. I didn't let any of the blisters pop or anything. Well, both of my ankles, my fire boots, which I'm not going to name the name, but evidently the company tried to cheap things and put nylon zippers in them.
Oh.
And so my fire boots just melted, and of course that nylon ran all over my lower legs.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't want to name any names, but would you say that incident had a bad impact on your impression of that safety gear?
Yeah. Did on that company. I wouldn't consider using their stuff now.
I don't blame you on that one, yeah. Now,
Lucky.
Now, the body that was on your car, was that something... How many Nova bodies can there be?
Well, that's a thing. I figured you guys probably knew it, and you might be asking a question for that. In 1968, Paisano brothers ran into me and almost killed me at Irwindale.
Oh.
And when I got to where I could walk again, I actually went and rented a new Chevy Nova.
Uh-huh.
And friends of mine are fiberglass shop, and we spent one weekend making the mold, and then I took the car back to the rental agency on Monday. Now, go in here 30 years later, when I go to rebuild this car in the 2000 era, I was looking for a body, and I couldn't find anything except doors, A&A, fiberglass, and different ones. They'd have doors or fenders or what have you,
right.
And nobody had a body. So then I thought, well, let me go see if I can find that mold again. I couldn't believe I found it in the backyard of some guy's house about 15 miles from here.
Wow.
Trees were growing up through it and everything else. It was all flattened out, and it was stuck in the ground. It was about probably 6 inches in the ground.
Oh.
And we, half a dozen of us, dug it out and threw it across the fence and another fence and got it on a trailer and took it home. And I redid it myself and actually made the gray car. I made that body off of that mold myself.
Okay.
And then I gave the mold to a fiberglass company up in Oregon, and they made the body that burned for me. And then this body, the yellow car body now, is actually one that I bought out of Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
So there is another mold. It wasn't very good. It had to take a lot of work to do it. But
all right, now we're showing the car, obviously, that we've been talking about that kind of barbecued itself. But
yeah.
You had an early Chevy, too, you ran back in the day.
Yep. Yeah, it was one of the first funny cars in existence. The class was probably sort of out. It started as AFX, and they moved to rear wheels forward.
I never
and stuff
knew
like
about
that.
this
And
car.
Started adding nitro to it and
Straight axle.
and superchargers and stuff like that. And that's when I got involved.
So that was the altered wheelbase days, and
Yep. Taxi cab, didn't have the money to narrow the rear ends and stuff like that.
I
so
don't
stuff
know
way
who'd
up
be
in the
hitching
air.
a ride in that thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Randy.
look
They
at-
might be a little afraid.
yeah, look at
Yeah.
the wheelie bar. Was that actually a rear spring from a car?
That was actually springs that came on that car. A monoleaf spring.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
you
what
just
it looks
flip
like.
it all the way around.
Yeah, just turn it around.
Yeah,
and
it's
you
like it's still
attach
on the original
casters to it.
shackle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you believe I went 830, 176 in that car?
Holy cow!
Mile
Does that
high
thing
in
have
the
a chute
air.
on the back?
Huh?
Do you
Does
have
that
a
thing have a parachute on the back? I can't see.
No, it was on the front.
No, what? Silly.
I had a parachute on it.
I can't see. Let me see.
Well,
No,
you
you
can't.
can't
It's because
see
of the
it.
angle. Hey,
Yeah, you can't for the angle.
Randy, before we forget, I got to ask you about this. Aren't you one of the people that's inducted into the Kentucky Hall of Fame?
Yes, they did that in '09 when I was back there as the media blitz, let's call it. and I made the full quarter-mile burnout for them for TV and all that kind of stuff, and I was on all their radio and TV stations.
And you were great, because I remember being there, and they're like, "Okay, the camera crew's here," and Randy walks out, and you were like so smooth and so professional. I was like, "Wow, how'd they get Randy to act like that?"
It wasn't easy.
Now, besides the drag racing, you're going to be doing some car shows in the next few days.
Yeah, I do a lot of car shows. I'm short on a crew right now, so I'm supposed to do the Elkhorn Cruise Night tomorrow night, where I fire up the car. But there'll be several nostalgia dragsters there doing the same. And then is Cruising the Grand in Escondido.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, and I will definitely be there. And like last year, they had me lead off the show, and then I don't know if they do the same this year or not, but I think so, because they told me I'll be in the same spot. But then they actually start up the dragsters, and they come down Grand with them. It's downhill. They start about 3 blocks away, and by the time they get down to the end where I'm at, then they're about overheated. And they have to
sure you're right. That's what I was thinking.
It really makes a big show because they can cover such an area.
I can imagine. And you're going to be down there, and you do shows all year round. I mean, last time we saw each other was July 4th at the CBS July 4th. Oh,
yeah, right. That's right. You were there, weren't you? Yeah. I did that. And, of course, I did the Hot Rod Magazine thing. And, in fact, Hot Rod Magazine just contacted me a few weeks ago and asked me if I would consider coming to a show. You know the big Orange County car show? It's not a regular car show. It's a show of new cars.
Yeah, they're the new vehicle show at Anaheim
well, they're
Convention
going to have
Center.
a specialty section. There's going to be 4 or 5 or 6 of us there, and I was chosen to be one of them.
That's great.
So I do a lot of that stuff. In fact, I did one a couple of weeks ago for military stuff. I do it all for free and raising money for military families and such. And last week I did one for a big church for their troubled youths, I guess it's called. Mm-hmm. And
hey, Randy, weren't you involved in some capacity with the new Snake and the Mongoose movie?
Yes.
What'd you do?
Yeah. And I love the movie. I'm a little disappointed. I'm being selfish, of course. Mm-hmm. I'm in it no telling how many times, but you'd never know it.
Are you driving one of the cars?
I drove my car.
Uh-huh.
And originally, the gray car, and because it was nostalgia car, and I actually raced against the Snake and the Mongoose in that era with it. And of course, I always beat them, too. You got that?
Yeah, you got that.
They wanted my car in it, and I was really pleased because there's a lot of guys wanted in it, and they offered to pay them $300 or $400, and they offered me several thousand to be
That's
in
good.
it. So
good.
To be picked for something like that is just awesome. But anyway, I saw myself in it several times, but by the time I could punch the person next to me, it was gone. The movie goes really fast. Very interesting. It's a very good movie. I think it's going to be a big hit.
Yeah, it is a good movie. I think it's better than a lot of us expected it to be.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of disappointing. It's in limited release right now. There's, I think, 6 theaters here in the L.A. area, and in Northern California, there are none.
Yeah, it hadn't even come out here yet. It's coming out next Friday.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be on Union Tribune show Thursday, and then they put it off until next Thursday because they wanted to be right before the movie is released here. And also the writer, Paradise, Alan Paradise is supposed to be on the show with me, too.
Okay.
And that's an hour-long show, similar to yours, but
I heard you're trying to get him to name it Snake Mongoose Supernova movie, but that didn't fly for some reason.
I only thought that they should have said the Snake and the Mongoose racing movie or something like it. Put some catch to it, because every time I tell somebody about it, so well, who's the Snake and the Mongoose if they aren't into racing?
Right.
Yeah.
I just thought something catchy to let people know what it's actually about, instead of, oh, this is a rattlesnake and some varmint just chasing it,
Nature Channel. Now, any chance you'll be dusting off that Supernova and bringing it to the drag strip instead of a car show in the future?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, that goes without saying, Randy, but let's get back to the topic.
Confidence. I don't want to go carbon fiber brakes and all that kind of stuff, and because I don't go that fast, I don't feel I need them. and it's a very big expense. There's a lot of stuff like that. But I think that I'm all legal to run in the exhibition class, and that's all I want to do.
Okay.
I want to have fun at it, and with the expense of doing it, these guys that are going and racing, nostalgia racing, they say they're spending a minimum of $30,000 a weekend just to race.
Wow.
Well, you were one of the original guys. You were one of the original guys that won. And then after that first season that you raced in, they all came back, and I think you were running a 3-speed, and they said, "Oh, we don't want. We're going to make 3 speeds illegal." And
oh yeah, they outlawed everything nostalgia on my car.
Yeah, and you were saying, how can it be illegal? I am nostalgia. This is the same car I was racing then. How can it not be right? So there's a lot of things that they've changed, rule changes. They just couldn't leave it alone. So a lot of the stuff that they're doing now, maybe your car doesn't fit so well anymore.
You're going to beat them without having their
stuff. This car does
stuff.
fit, but it is a Chevy motor, so you can't rebuild it so fast and all this kind of stuff. And I don't like to run it where you melt the darn thing down every run anyway. I'm not into the work, I'm into the fun. Driving one of these things is just a phenomenal.
With a picture like this, and you say you don't want to melt it down.
Yeah, I don't know. You coming out to the Hot Rod reunion in Bakersfield?
Yeah, that was in 07.
Well, you're going to come out to the one in a couple of weeks.
I intend to, because I want to honor Steve Wallace, the Nitro man that passed away a few months ago. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you heard about him.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
We all knew him.
And his girlfriend, wife of 18 years, is just devastated, and we're hoping that this will get her to a turning point so she can go on with her life. And so Adam Sorokin, for one, is going to have some of his ashes in his parachute.
We're not going to tell Gibbs about that, are we?
I think he already knows about it, and I know Cindy knows about it because I've talked to her.
If you ask him, he'll say he doesn't
know about it, because we did the same thing with Pete Millar.
Yeah.
Well, Randy, thanks so much for calling in. It's great talking to you. And as always, the Supernova lives forever. And as long as there'll be nostalgia drag racing, you will continue to be the poster child of everything that's good about nostalgia drag racing.
People don't realize that I started the class in 2004, and I did it with my 1970 car. So it was already 34 years old, and I actually won a championship with that old car, and it aggravated so many people. And it's just like you were talking about the 3-speed. It's really a great thing, because I put 200 runs on my clutch and never do a thing to it. I don't machine the clutch every run and stuff like that, and so it makes it a lot less maintenance and so on.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you soon, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you at the Hot Rod reunion. Thanks, Randy. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Hey, Bruce, I know we have a commercial break, but before we do, can you go to line 1? Diana-Mite, you have a celebrity on the line.
I do. Let's go to line 1 and welcome Papa Joe Ferriani. Hey, Papa Joe, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. I was enjoying your conversation there.
With Randy Walls. He's a sweetie.
Yeah.
We have the utmost respect for him, but we wanted to bring you on the line. You've got a lot of fans out there, Papa Joe, and we just wanted to know, how are you doing?
How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. Hanging in there, getting older, like I told.
Well, happy belated birthday! I hear you just had a special birthday, and you're still drag racing, right?
Say that again?
I said you're still out there drag racing, right?
Oh yeah. I'm going to go October and do the Heritage, and then I'm going to do NRA, and then the reunion. I'm already signed up. And then I'm going to do NMCA.
So October, 4 weekends, 4 races, weekend after weekend after weekend. You're going to go race.
Yeah, I'm still a young buck. I'm only 77, so I can handle it.
77 years young. So all those guys out there that are in their 50s and their 60s and they're crying that they're too doggone old, they need to look up to you. You're 77 years old. You're going to go out and race every weekend in October.
And they just got to keep up with you.
You just got to keep pounding the sand, that's all.
That's it. Yeah, no, stay out of the sandbox. Don't go that far.
And don't forget, Papa Joe drives a car that runs mid-9s in the quarter mile. So he's not out there just taking it easy. He's hammering that baby.
You're driving the Oldsmobile now, aren't you, Papa Joe?
Yeah. I put the Dodge away for a while. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but the Olds have been doing pretty good for me. I kind of stayed away from the red lights, which was good, but up in Vegas, I went red.
So you ran Vegas this last week?
Yeah, I won a few rounds up there, but that was a long story. I had
We'll talk about
a problem up there.
But always look forward, Papa Joe. Always put the positive foot forward, and you'll be up at Bakersfield, and we'll look forward to seeing you out there. And hopefully you'll go well, you're going to be there 4 weekends. You got to go rounds at least.
You got to win at least one of those 4 races, Papa Joe.
At least.
Oh, yeah, I'll get enough rounds, and then I'm going to go to Vegas and run that national bracket race for Thanksgiving in November.
Okay, there you go. So you got 3 generations of racing: you, your son Mike, and your grandson Gino.
Gino, yeah, we're still all at it. Mike, he hasn't been at it racing lately, but he's been busy doing a lot of fabricating.
And he's been out at Irwindale on Thursday nights, and you haven't.
No, I haven't
I don't think
been
you were
running.
supposed to tell him that, Bob. What's wrong with you? Mike's going to come and pound you now.
No, Mike was bringing Gino out. They were running the Nova.
Yeah, they're out there running. Yeah, they run Thursday nights. I haven't been out there, though.
No, you haven't been out in a while. We haven't seen you in a
Well,
while.
it's a fun track, Papa Joe. You ought to come on out to Irwindale. It's close, it's local, and it's every Thursday night.
And what year were you and Mike with your matching Camaros in Popular Hot Rodding magazine?
Oh, I think that was in 1980 when we had the Z28s.
Yep. So not only did you race in your rod,
we were in the Chevy magazine, I guess.
Chevy
That's what it
magazine.
was.
Okay.
Yeah,
Super Chevy.
the Super Chevy. That's right.
Well, Joe, it's great talking to you. We got to go to a commercial. Oh, look at there. You got a picture. Way to
Papa
go,
Joe.
Bruce. Papa Joe winning his Good Guys Award right there. There's a picture of Papa Joe. Nice job, Bruce. Nice job. Hey, Joe, we got to go. We got to go to commercial break.
Okay, and I'll call you guys again. I want to keep up what you guys are doing, and I want you to keep up what I'm doing.
Okay, very good, Joe. You take care and have a nice evening.
Okay, you too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Let's hit that commercial break, and when we come back, well, we got some more stuff. In fact, I got some great photos of the Hell's a Papa Dragster coming up next.
Woo-hoo. Speed Scene Live. Keep it here.
Hi, this is Dragster Jeff Kreider, and when I'm not drag racing, I'm watching Speed Scene Live.
M&H Tires, makers of racing tires that give you the best bite for the buck. You've paid a lot for that horsepower. Make sure you use it all. M&H Tires has the best compounds of... Go to mandhtires.com. That's mandhtires.com. Buy direct and save at the website and mention the Speed Scene for a 5% discount. That's right, mandhtires.com. Call them at 661-324-4773. M&H Tires has tech guys ready to answer your questions or to recommend the best tire for you. Slicks or DOT. M&H Tires has it all. M&H were the first to create racing tires for muscle cars and also the first to create racing tires for sport compact cars. Legendary M&H Tires. Shop online, mention the Speed Scene, and save 5%. Get the best racing tires, great personal service, and save 5%. Go to mandhtires.com or call them at 661-324-4773. MNHTires.com.
Everyone in the armed forces that has served to defend our great country and our freedom. All of us here in the United States of America would like to offer our sincere appreciation for all that you do and all that you've done. To every family that has made a sacrifice for us, we thank you.
Welcome back to more of Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, and TheFoat.com.
Oh, yeah, and it's another Tuesday night. You're live with Diana-Mite. We've got Scott Lucky Hudson here next to me. Yeah, he's fumbling with the Foat. He's answering. He's asking questions.
I'm a mother photer.
He's a Foatnet. We've got Bob Beck and Mr. Funnyface and Bruce Barker. Everybody's got their own special little name. He's our technology wizard. Hey, how have you guys liked having the original crew back? We've enjoyed being back. It's been a long time away, and, well...
You know, Diana-Mite, though, I got to thank Bruce personally on air because you did a great job last week. You were the only one here in studio.
Oh, wow.
And I tried to call in. I was driving through Texas looking for a place to pull over. My phone battery was dead. I was like, I got to pull over, get a charger. I couldn't find a spot. I was stuck on the toll road. And later when I went back, Bruce did a great job. And
he
I
made
just
it all happen.
You're,
you didn't even need us, Bruce. I mean, we could just... Did you miss us?
Terribly. I really did. So I'm really glad you guys are back for my own selfish purposes. And, of course, you know, we get the full crew back. It means we have all these brand new updates and stuff we can bring viewers, which is, that's what we're here for, man.
Well,
all the new
that's
stuff.
right. That's right. In fact, I talked to a lot of people in New Hampshire that watch the show and enjoy the show, and they had nothing but good things to say. So, in fact, while we were in New Hampshire, we had a gentleman with the Hell's a Poppin' dragster, and he had sent me an email a few weeks earlier saying, hey, I want to know if I can get some Speed Scene Live stickers for my dragster. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, I could mail them out. Well, actually, he wanted to know if you sent them out, Pop.
Yeah.
But I said, I can mail them out, but, you know, I'm going to be there. Diana-Mite's going to be there. Maybe you'd like to have her put them on yourself.
Oh.
By the way, just so you know, this dragster is Jack approved.
It is. Look at that,
Got the special sticker.
Yes, and as well a member of the Old Dover Farts.
There you go. There you go. So here's Diana-Mite, and in between rain showers, we had a chance to pull the blue Harbor Freight tarp off and get that Speed Scene Live sticker on both sides of the car. And we really want to thank them for allowing us to do that. And it was great to meet them. Beautiful dragster, by the way. Diana-Mite, wasn't that just fantastic?
It was, and you know what? Those guys were great. Just the fact that they allowed us to go ahead and put one of our stickers on this nostalgia dragster was phenomenal. And they were so welcoming and so kind. We really enjoyed the time that we spent with them.
You know, there was a bunch of cackle cars out there. There was a bunch of people that were there just having a great time. They weren't really racing.
Look at that smile on his face.
Yeah.
I won't tell you where his left hand was.
He should have, but he should have taken his helmet off.
Stop it.
No, he'll give me a hard time about that on Facebook.
He better.
That's all the time.
He better. I liked him just the way he was.
Yeah, good guy.
Well, we had a great time doing that, and also a little earlier in the show, we showed you a shot of a good-looking Jeep, a CJ Jeep that was sporting all the new Curry stuff. And this is Toby, and we asked Toby to put some Curry stickers on his Jeep. He said, you know, I'd be happy to because I'm going to a big Jeep Jamboree the very next weekend, and he says, man, I get so many people that talk to me about my Jeep because he's got these big, I think they're 42-inch tires.
They're huge, yeah.
I saw him just like crawl up on that thing.
Well, it's the darndest
like a
thing.
ladder.
You guys have seen that four-wheel drive Mustang I have, and I've never seen anyone else having to do that. That's how I have to get up to be able to reach.
Climb up on the tires, yeah.
You climb up on the tires, and then you can reach stuff up.
That's why
clean the windshield that way, huh?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why they've got those little divots in the tires so you have something to step on.
Yeah, little steps.
Everyone thinks it's just for traction.
Traction. No.
Just to get in the truck.
Well, Toby's put all the good Curry stuff on here, and he uses it. You know, this isn't a street car. He takes it out in the woods. And, you know, I learned something that I didn't really know about off-road, because I'm not an off-road guy. I'm the drag guy. And in California, the off-roaders are desert guys, desert racers, rock crawlers. In Tennessee, you drive through the woods.
Oh, yeah.
So you drive over fallen logs and across creeks and through the woods, and it's a whole different
over the
type.
river and through the woods. To grandmother's house we go. Yeah, you know, in Oregon, Lucky, my dad actually used to use a Jeep when he would go deer hunting, and we'd go up into the mountains in that Jeep, and then he'd go out walking. But we used a Jeep for that.
To get out there far enough away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, wasn't your dad one of the first guys that would take these old military Jeeps with the little skinny 6-inch tires and put big fat tires on them?
He was. He was one of the first guys in Central Oregon that came up with that idea. No one else had ever done it before, and he was the first guy that did it, and everybody thought, wow, that's a really cool idea. We should do that.
Look at all those security parts on there.
Your dad would have loved this stuff. In fact, you notice how it's got that front end where it's tilted up at an angle?
Yeah.
Toby was telling me he was at the 7-Eleven, and a guy came out and said, you know, you might want to take a look at the pinion angle on that thing.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, we got enough time to do what's going on, and I bet you Bruce has some more of that Pigeon Forge.
No, I do.
Yeah, B-roll. Now, this weekend, we're going to be at the Cruising for the Cure. It's the world's largest one-day car show. Now, Pigeon Forge, I think, may be a bigger car show, but it's not a one-day show.
No, they don't get them all in one day and all out the same day.
And we want to let everybody know that what's going on is brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends. Curry's got your rear end ready and waiting for you. You tell them Diana-Mite sent you. It's also brought to you by Hedman Hustler Headers. Hey, want your car to have that purr and that extra power? Go to Hedman Hustler Headers.
DragRaceResults.com is the place to go where you can get all the info on all the big buck bracket races. Find out what's going on in the world of bracket racing. Visit DragRaceResults.com. Now look at this. As far as the eye can see,
Gorgeous.
There's every single car in. I don't know.
Do they put them in any kind of order? Because I see Corvette.
I don't see any order.
Yeah,
order.
No rhyme or reason. Just park where you can and look, car, truck.
Yeah, I like that Pontiac Tin Woody.
What is that?
That was nice.
There's everything. There's everything here, and you know.
I kind of like that because you know what? It kind of it mixes it up a little bit for you.
You know what? I have complained to myself and a couple other people too. It's one of the examples of a car show that doesn't do that because a lot of most car shows will categorize.
They do.
But
all the Impalas here.
Yeah, and the big Knott's show at Knott's Berry Farm down, the big Ford show. Yeah, they there's so many Mustangs there that it's exhausting just going. Yeah. There's like 500 Mustangs.
There were 2,100 cars last year, and 1,800 of them were. No, I mean a good 1,000 of them were Mustangs.
That's a lot of Mustangs to plow through. And I own 3 Mustangs. I'm not dissing it at all, but seeing the variety here is beautiful.
You know, I kind of like him mixing it up like that because you're not looking at Impala, a Nova. You know, it's like you look at a Corvette, you look at a 58 Chevy pickup, and
Now, let me tell you a little bit more about this car show here. Almost every single one of these cars drove to the car show.
Wow.
I think I saw 3 trailers
only
picking
3
up cars
trailer queens, huh?
out of all these cars. Not only that, when you go into town, all these cars all go into town, park in the motel parking lots, and cruise up and down the main drag of the city.
That must be a blast.
And people will go out on Thursday morning, set up folding, I call them beach chairs, patio furniture, along the street and leave them there all weekend.
Like a parade?
Like a parade, but it's a parade of these cars, and they cruise up and down all weekend.
Wow.
And
it's like the good old days.
The funny thing is, being as a city guy, I guess, I go, you mean nobody takes the chairs? No, we just leave them there. And
it's
then
not California.
On Sunday, we fold them up and take them home.
Yep, you're from California, that's why.
Now, the 50-50 drawing on this car show, this is the Shades of the Past at Pigeon Forge. If you Google Shades of the Past, you'll find out about this show.
How much was it, Lucky?
Over $50,000.
Wow.
Man.
Somebody got more than 25. Oh, Bruce, I filmed this just for you.
I've always wanted a Pinto.
It's for sale.
It's
oh,
for
it's
sale.
tubbed.
Look at that interior.
Yeah.
It's so clean.
One of these days, I'm going to own one of those.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Somebody went home with over $25,000 cash in their pocket. The other $25,000 they give to. I think they have 5 different charities they distribute it to. So it all goes back to the community.
Wow.
The grand prize, if you entered this car show, here's another Bruce.
Metro, yeah.
The grand prize was a 32 Ford Roadster turnkey built by Alloway's drag cars, or show cars,
Show car, yeah.
Alloway's show
Alloway's Hot
cars,
Rods.
who is the East Coast equivalent of Boyd's out here. And, high quality, curvy rear end, perfect paint, perfect interior, everything perfect. Somebody won that car. All you had to do is pay the taxes, and you drove it out the gate.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable. They also had all kinds of things that they would give away, $10,000 gift certificate at a hot rod shop, all kinds of fantastic stuff. They picked the top 25 cars, and they did all types of different awards. An incredible car show. If you have a bucket list and you can go to Tennessee, put this on your bucket list, because the nicest people, the biggest car show, a great variety of cars. You can have fun just sitting at the gate watching them leave at the end of the day.
Now, are you going back next year?
I'm hoping to.
I may follow you.
Like a stalker?
Kind of.
I don't feel good about
Bob,
that.
you really need help for this. Okay, I've been meaning to talk to you
You
about
could just ride in the truck.
Could my car fit in the
I'm
trailer?
going that way.
No.
It might. It might. Hey, this is a great car show. Beautiful. And, I had a few cars on there for Bruce, because I know he enjoys seeing certain types of cars. But, Bob,
Yep.
I didn't forget about you.
You didn't.
Because as I was going through, I had to pick out a car for you, and we're looking at a beautiful 1933 Willys.
Yes.
Well, it's not this car.
I didn't think so.
This isn't
It's
you.
too nice for me.
Well, it's just not your style.
No.
But for you,
Yeah.
I found the Chevy van.
Did you? All right. There we go. The mystery van.
That's right. It's the shag wagon. It's got the bed in the back.
Oh, yeah.
It had the bar with the refrigerator.
Oh, has it got a bumper sticker that says, if this van's rocking, don't bother knocking?
With a van like this, do you even need that?
Oh, no. Look at the motion you get just from the speakers. Look at that shag. Look at that carpet. Sculptured carpeting.
That necklace there, aren't those the little beads that you get thrown at you, and then the girls
Mardi
show
Gras.
Mardi Gras beads. Mm-hmm.
They lost their beads. I wonder what else.
There you go, Bob. I was thinking
Look at
of you.
those speakers in the back. Hey,
Listen.
let's get back to what's going on.
That's
We
right.
just got a couple minutes. I want to let everybody know October 11th through the 13th, ANRA season finals. That's going to be up at Bakersfield, Lucky. Is that
That's
correct?
right. That's going to be up at Bakersfield. Don't forget, though, this weekend, Cruising for the Cure.
Yes.
Come on out this Saturday.
Orange
See
County
us in the Curry Rear Ends Headman Hustler Header booth. And come on by. I'll give you a free Speed Scene Live sticker.
Also, NMCA West comes back to Bakersfield the weekend after ANRA. The weekend after the Hot Rod Reunion. Come out and enjoy lots of racing, and stop by the Curry Headman Hustler Header booth for free Speed Scene Live stickers.
And November 3rd at Atlanta Dragway in Commerce, Georgia. Bruce mentioned this at the top of the show. The 13th annual Southern Super Heavy Shootout. I'm glad to see that fitness craze is gone by the wayside.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
it's open to all American cars and trucks that weigh over 4,000 pounds.
And let everybody know, every Thursday night here in Southern California, Irwindale. Be there or be square. Go to Irwindale. Bob, you're at Irwindale, aren't you?
Every Thursday night. Come by
Every
in the tower
Thursday
and
night.
say hi.
We also have a local track here in California, Barona. That's down by San Diego. Don't forget about Barona. It's the best.
Fantastic track.
Another 8th mile track.
Absolutely. It's 8th Mile. They've got an awesome casino out there for you. Don't forget Barona. We do have local tracks here in Southern California. You do have to look for them, but you can listen here live on Speed Scene Live, and we'll let you know where they're at.
And it's been great being back in the studio with everyone. I want to thank everybody on the phone for all the crew updates, all the emails. We really appreciate it. Bruce, great to see you again. Hot Rod Bob,
Thank you.
Diana-Mite, you guys did a great job. We will be live right here next week. And, hey, let's do it again.
We should.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Should have thought of that, too. Guys, I'll check the dates here. We're approaching year number 10.
Oh, I thought this was
For
10,
Speed
dear.
Scene Live. Yeah, but the completion of the year.
Yeah, completion. The 10th
So we're going
anniversary of Speed
into
Scene.
year 11.
That's right. So we'll do a little, little anniversary hunt to make sure we get the right date. Anyway, hey, yeah, thanks for enjoying the show. Assuming you did, of course.
Yes.
And in fact,
I
if
did.
you want to enjoy
You
it
did.
even more,
It
good.
was just okay for me.
Well, Bob, you
Yeah.
then can enjoy the encore presentation,
I can.
which is coming up next.
Yeah.
That's right. In case you missed anything during the show, I probably missed a minute or two of the show. And
Dude.
yeah.
Dude, where's my show?
God.
So from all of us here at Speed Scene Live, so glad you could join us. We'll be back next week right here at Speed Scene Live.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, and TheFoke.com.